as a support player, are you guys excited for the next season? Now, I'm pretty sure there's DPS mains and there's Vanguard mains who are going to be on this video, but honestly, I just want to talk directly to the supports. How do you feel about the upcoming season? How should you feel about the upcoming season? Do you feel like these counters are warranted? Or do you feel like these counters are like pushing you back? And for a majority of what I'm seeing, these counters are pushing you away. So I'm just going to have a few suggestions. I'm not even going to say anything too trendy, but here's the facts. Venom has a 30% anti-heal on his ult now. Ultron just got nerfed. Cloak and Dagger just got nerfed. Rocky got buffed, but his ultimate can be one-shotted by Phoenix. And essentially, on top of that, Jeff, who just got one good season, got nerfed immediately. So, your main healers are Luna Snow, Cloak and Dagger, and who else? Invisible Woman, who can now be seen by Daredevil's sight. Like, let's bring that up really quick. His sight can pick up her invisibility. So that's just another add-on to that. But here's like, this is essentially the situation. How do you guys feel about that? Because here's how I feel about it. If you haven't played any other roles and want to play a new character, take this opportunity to do so. Like, that is how I feel. Honestly, and this is not even just support players. Anybody who hasn't played any new characters, just take this opportunity to step outside your role a little bit. If you've seen the nerfs and buffs towards certain characters, and this has made you not want to play support, don't play support. NetEase has made some interesting decisions, and it's not your responsibility to play around them. If you're playing support and dealing with the consequences head on, I respect you, but in addition to that, play who you want. That includes Mantis, Jeff, Adam, and Ultron. They're all a part of the class, so you should pick them. If you have fun with them, pick them. This includes solo support comps, duo, and triple. Because honestly, like, this is crazy. But also, if you don't want to play the game at all this season, I respect that. And you just want to wait till another strategist comes to the game, that's completely reasonable. But for those who are still on the game, play the game for what it is and not how players want it to be. If you don't want to play Luna, Rocket, Cloak and Dagger, or Invisible Woman, don't do it. If you see that everybody on your team has picked DPS and they're trying to pressure one person to swap, don't do it. Let people live with the consequences of their actions. Let this game suffer with the consequences. And I think that's the main problem with Marvel Rivals right now. People are switching and people are folding for things that are simply bad. So honestly, we as players, and I said this in a video earlier this year, we as players should do what we want to do. Do what allows us to have fun, and do what allows us to win the game in our own way. That is how the game should be played, and that's the mentality that I feel like is most positive for anybody who's playing this game in general. You can't let somebody else's opinion define how you play the game, and that's just how it goes. Now, I don't know what's going to come of this. I don't know if strategists are going to be added to this game anytime soon. I'm hoping we get one before the year ends, but that's honestly all I see. We're probably going to get another DPS, and that's going to make this even worse. But at the end of the day, we just want to play the game and have fun. And despite the balancing issues, that's still our goal. Now, Daredevil, I'm going to say this again. Daredevil looks awesome, but he only reinforces an issue that is already like high in this game, and that is the fact that there is a lot of DPSs and there's becoming less ways to deal with them. Now, for those, and I'm going to shout out the DPS players and the tank players who peel for their supports, but for those who don't do it, you are going to see the exact consequences of what, like, this nerf and what has festered up over the past few seasons is going to do to your ranked games. You're going to see all of that whole culmination of everything happen in your ranked games, and I guarantee it. People are leaving this role in droves. They're leaving the game in droves, but more importantly, like, they're leaving this role in droves. And what makes that worse is because the people who are playing their own roles, the roles that they're locked to, like tank and DPS, they're going to have to switch and see what it feels like. Or don't. And just lose anyway. But at the end of the day, this is just the consequences of bad balancing. And to be honest, just the design, like I said in another video, the design of strategists just inherently sucks. You're either a heal bot that can heal really well, or you're an off healer whose healing is so mid because the damage in the game is so high, and you're doing like other stuff, like you're trying to do damage as well, but if you're not doing enough, your healing is going to be put to question and people are going to want you to swap. So yeah, that's just the nature of the game, man. It's tough right now. It's really tough. And I wonder, like, here, I have a few questions. And like I said before, support players, how are we feeling? DPS players, how are we feeling that you may not have support players next season? And how do you feel about supports in general? Tank players, I know how y'all feel about supports. Tanks, like, I feel like tanks and supports, they need each other. If you don't have a support for a tank, the tank is cooked. So like, honestly, like, I'm thinking tanks always have a positive opinion of their supports. But DPS, what is y'all honest question? Like, what is y'all what's your feelings on this? That's all I can ask. Like, I need to know, like, do y'all think this is fair? Do you think it's not fair? And if you think it's fair, what do you think is going to happen next season? If you think that this change is as fair as as other people believe, what do you think is going to happen next season? What do you think is going to happen when everybody who stops playing this role, or the people who do play this role, aren't mains of the role, so they're not doing as well? Is that going to affect your opinion? Or are you just going to hard ride this narrative that support is so busted and that it needs to be knocked down? And the one thing I also don't get, and this is the last thing I'm going to go over, is people complain about how strong supports are, but it's not as simple as that. It's never been as simple as that. Supports are on the enemy team, but they're also on your team. So if you think supports are so strong on the opposite team, does that just mean that your team's doing a bad job of healing you? Because if you feel like you can't get anybody, do the opposite team feel the same way about your team? I don't know. Maybe I'm just looping right now. I'm just bringing up questions. But honestly, this is what I think every support player should do. And that's all I wanted to talk about. But this is an honest question to the community, and I'm hoping I get a response. So just leave those comments, because I honestly want to have a conversation. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.